I'm Jim Luff, Marketing Manager for Chosen Payments. Joining me today in this edition of the Chosen Scoop is my friend Christine Bennett with Showcase Limousine in Boise, Idaho. Our Chosen Scoop is designed to connect us with our clients and share a little bit about their business and really humanize the relationship between the two companies. Christine is a limo operator in Boise, Idaho, and has been a longtime Chosen Payments client. And we're happy to share Christine and Showcase Limousine with you today and learn a little bit more about the industry. Now, I have to tell you that Christine and I have been friends for a very, very long time. How long, Chris? When did we first meet?
22 years ago.
Wow. So she has it down to 22 years ago. That's a long time. I'm pretty sure when we started in the industry together that I had hair. But, aging does a thing on men. So anyway, we met initially. Christine was married, and I met her husband briefly, and he was only around for a short time. So the success of Showcase Limousine is truly all on you, Chris. And I watched you as a single mom, struggling to be a mom and build your new business. And why don't you share with us a little bit of the struggles that you had as a single mom and somebody launching a brand new business and trying to make it successful? How difficult was that for you?
It was tough, but I feel like I love the industry. I love cars. And, I would get super tired working 24/7 and doing the groups all by myself and raising the kids just like you. They planned on us going to convention so that we would be gone. They couldn't wait. Like, what day are you guys leaving to Vegas for the convention?
Yeah.
But it all worked out. I did the groups, I did the Rolling Stones, came home and was trying to open my front door with my key fob from my car,
How'd
looked
that work out?
around. It wouldn't open, and I didn't know why. I was just clicking, clicking. Then I looked around thinking the neighbors are going to think I'm nuts. No, I'm just really tired. Or I would do a group, not be able to drive, being so tired, being up, and sit in my car and say, I can't drive, I'm too tired. And I would just sit there and cry, sleep for a bit, then drive home. Raising the boys, well, as you know, it's difficult on
Yeah.
your own.
Yeah, so I too, about the same time that I met Christine, was also a single parent, raising four kids, and it definitely presents challenges as well as opportunities. And I'm sure that, well, you had limos at home when you first started, and I had limos at home because that's what you have to do when you're first starting out, right? And when I would take my kids to school in the morning, they would say, "Can you drop us off a block away, Dad? It's so embarrassing to arrive at school in a limousine." But really, like most kids would love to arrive at school every day in a limousine. And I'm sure that you probably found that your limousines presented marketing opportunities through the school. Every time there was a fundraiser at my kids' school, they'd hit me up for a donation of a limo. I'm sure they would do that with you, right?
Yes.
And you have a limo in your fleet that is very, very unique. It's hot pink. It looks like a Barbie limo. Tell us about why you added that Barbie limo to your fleet. What does it do? What was the purpose? What were you thinking when you bought a pink limousine?
I was thinking marketing. Everyone will notice a pink limousine. There's plenty of black, there's plenty of white, but hot pink, there's not many of them. So I was thinking marketing, and my grandmother, some of my uncles, and a lot of people that I know have passed away from cancer. So hot pink was the choice so that we could help get people who have cancer back and forth to their doctor's appointments if they don't have a ride. And we could donate that and help them that way. And also, then we could do the cancer celebrations. When they're cancer free, they want to go out and celebrate in a limo and celebrate in a big way. And we help that happen with that hot pink Challenger limo.
I think it's brilliant. And I mean, I can't think of a bigger, more bold marketing statement than a hot pink limousine going down the road. And I know that you have your logo in the window on each side that looks very nice. It says Showcase Limo. or limousine, so everybody knows exactly where that limousine came from. I know that you grew up in Southern California in the Riverside area, and then you moved to Boise. And how did you get in the limousine business?
We moved to Boise and I was pregnant with my youngest and we had no job. So we looked around for at franchises and we couldn't afford them. I always loved cars. I always wanted a limo and thankfully my mom and dad loaned me money to buy the limo, the first limo.
And the rest is history, as they say, right?
Yes.
So obviously, we've been in this pandemic for a while, and it has had a devastating effect on a lot of limo companies. How is it affecting the limousine industry in Boise, Idaho?
It's affecting it greatly. The main business was business for us, business passengers, and they're not coming in, they're not going out, they're working from home, and businesses have figured out it's a lot more cost effective for them to keep their team working from home. So it's turned back to the way we first started, Jim, the way you and I started. It's birthdays, it's proms, it's weddings, it's fun, it's limos. Limos are rolling, it's big cars, it's bars on wheels, they're rolling. And so we're
Speaking
just going back to the beginning.
the bars on wheels. In a conversation that you and I had last week, you were mentioning to me that the bars are closed in Boise, and that you're seeing an influx of reservations from people that just want to get in a limo and go drink and be with their friends and be safe. Tell us a little bit about that. Like what's a typical night out for people that can't go to bars in Boise that get a limo from you? What are they renting? What are they doing?
They're renting the Hummer limo, they're renting the Chrysler 300, and of course the Pink. And what they're doing is going sightseeing around Boise, around town. They'll go pick up. It's a great way because they can go pick up their friends. There's no drinking and driving that way. We pick up,
Right.
drop them back off at their door. So we start out with maybe four of them at one house and go pick up more. And we go down Old Harrison Boulevard, which has some historical homes. We go by the state capitol, we go by the botanical gardens, we go by the old penitentiary, and we go up canyons and hills where they have a beautiful view, and they're loving it. It's working.
Wow. So, in terms of adapting to the pandemic and continuing the delivery of service, can you estimate what percentage you're down from where you would be in a typical summer? In terms of a percentage, are you down 50%? Are you down 80%? Where are you right now?
50. 50.
50%?
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's definitely been hard on the industry, and I think that you really hit on it, that companies were forced to move into Zoom meetings and other go-to meeting platforms. And I think that there's a lot of people who have realized, like, why do we have these big offices when people can get the job done from home? And we've proven that now. But could you imagine, like, in January, if a typical employee told their boss, hey, I don't want to come into the office anymore. I'm going to log on my laptop. If you need to talk to me, you talk to me like that. Could you imagine how that would have gone over for most companies? I mean,
It wouldn't have.
no, I think that companies would have said, no, we hired you to come to work here and you need to come to work to the office. But in a pandemic, we've been forced to adapt. And I think on the other side of that, that limo companies have taken extraordinary precautions to make sure that passengers are safe when they travel in your vehicles. Can you share a little bit about that with us, what you're doing behind the scenes to clean your vehicles and make them as COVID-19 friendly as we can be?
We have bought a great Pacific grade of sanitizers, and we have a checklist, and everything's wiped down and sanitized at all times because we don't want any passengers in danger, and I surely don't want any of my chauffeurs in danger of getting it. So we really detail, clean the cars, steam the carpets every single time, and sanitize. And we've bought heavy duty stuff to get the job done. They all wear the masks and the gloves, and we're just very, very careful. At first, I wouldn't even take airport trips because I didn't want to risk my chauffeurs.
Right. And I mean, obviously, when you're picking up at the airport, you have no idea where somebody's really coming from. I
Mhm.
mean, you could pick them up on a flight to Boise that came from LAX, but you don't know that they didn't do a connection at LAX from China or
Right.
wherever. So I think that a lot of operators, a lot of limo operators had fear, uncertainty of putting their chauffeurs in a position where they could become infected. But I think that overall, wouldn't you say that our industry, through the National Limousine Association, has adapted well to making sure that clients are safe?
Really well.
Provided a lot of guidance for the industry that really is meant to protect not only the clients that you serve, but your employees as well. How about your office operations? We've talked a little bit about people working from Zoom or working at home. What's the status of your office during the pandemic?
We have cut back with the office, the reservationist, because, like you said, they can do it from home. So it's about 50% of what it used to be in the office. And then it's more cost effective too. If you own the building, you can rent some of it out that you don't need.
Brilliant.
If you don't own it and you lease the building, turn in the keys, get out of the lease, work from home. Everybody else is. Bring your
Right.
cars back, just like you and I started. We didn't start with an office, a place to put our cars. It was all done from the home. So bring it back home. Just go back to the beginning. And I think that financially, if we go back to where we came from, we're going to be okay.
I think that was some great advice. And I was going to ask you if you had any advice for your peers, and it probably doesn't get much better than that. Um, what do you see in the future for not only Showcase Limousine in Boise, Idaho, but for the industry as a whole? What do you think the future looks like?
The future looks just like the beginning when you and I first started. Big limos, big cars. I don't know about the big hair. I'm hoping not, but maybe. And everybody's going to be renting limos for celebrations. So let's just get in the groove because that's where it's going back. And before they
Right.
were saying limos are out, limos are dead, limos are old, town cars are in, buses are in, and now it's back to where we started, Jim.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Happy.
And, I think that together we are all going to get through this. We are all going to survive. And whatever the new is, it's going to be good for everybody. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree.
All right, everybody. I've been talking to my friend Christine Bennett with Showcase Limousine in Boise, Idaho. Chris, thank you so much for joining me today on The Chosen Scoop. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks.